There we
And
go.
we're live. Look who's in the house.
Happy 4th.
It's Jenn Lynn. Jenn Lynn's to row.
Our,
Happy 4th of
our,
July.
it's more than annual. Our holiday live streams. We always go live on holidays.
Yeah, we do. We always have fun. We've got lots of questions. Thank you for posting on the community page. Hope everyone's, I know there's a lot of extreme warm temperatures and heat advisories, so I hope everyone is staying hydrated and being smart. Yeah,
I was telling Lori, it's very humid here. We're only in the 80s. I think it's about 86, but it's so humid that I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh.
All right. Let's see. Announcements. First of all, how do people get a hold of you if they want to have a reading with you?
JennLynnTarot.com, 2 N's in Jenn, 2 N's in Lynn. Everything is automated now, and I'm booked out through into November. There might be a couple of appointments left in October, but I'm booking further out now. And if you want a combination healing and reading, you book it just like a reading. We can do healing energy work also within it. So I always tell people, come with questions and we can do healing, because it doesn't usually take the whole hour to do healing. And I also have a seminar, if I can talk about that for a second.
Yes, please tell everybody where it's going to be.
Yeah, we just did 2 in June. It was so much fun, and meeting people in person and watching their faces when they could feel the astral body turning. It was just so much fun watching them laugh and like learning how to do it. We're doing 2 more, the last weekend of September and the first weekend of October. If you're interested in learning healing energy with the astral body, you can go to JennLynnTarot.com and click on seminars. It'll give you the detail about the dates. It's a Friday night, Saturday all day, and Sunday half day. And there we get a discount for the hotel across the street. So if you sign up for it, make sure you get your confirmation email. If you don't see that in your inbox, because it's automated, check your spam folder in case it went into spam or junk. There's a coupon code for getting a discount at the hotel across the street. We had so much fun at the last one. It was great. And Johnny will be there again. He was there for the last one, and we just had a blast. We did energy healing all day Saturday, and then on Sunday we also did some things like opening up to mediumship and meeting your guide and things like that. Automatic writing. So there's some other things that we'll do in addition, but the main focus is healing energy work.
Awesome. So
I've been doing this for over 35 years. I learned how to channel the energy when I was in my 20s, and my guides kicked in and taught me how to work with the astral body. I started feeling the astral body moving and knew what was happening, and how I work is a little different for most energy healers. So if you do Reiki and want to add another tool in your tool belt, come on to the seminar. The registration is open till I think it's mid-August, because I have to order food and stuff for the seminar. So get your registration in, get your airfare, get everything organized. And those on the East Coast that keep begging me to do something on the East Coast, I have specific requirements that I need for doing a seminar. I have not found a location that's suitable. And everybody's like, oh, we have massage schools here. And yeah, the rooms are too small. I have very, very specific requirements. That's why I keep going back to the East West College in Portland, which is a great place to do a seminar if anyone's interested in doing a seminar. But yeah, I had people in Portland the last time that came from Maryland and Florida and different places. So get on a plane if you're on the East Coast.
Yeah. All right. And we want to continue to send prayers for the people who are in the path of Hurricane Beryl. So the Cayman Islands and the just south of Cancun, the east side of just south of Cancun, and then everybody on the other side after it goes through the Bay of Campeche. I also want to tell everybody I am aware that I did not have my microphone on at the beginning of the last video. It only lasted a minute or so. The rest of the video is okay. And if you want to have a reading with me, I have readings available. I have spots open next week. So you can go to thewayofpositivechange.com and you can pick the day and the time, the amount of time that you want to. If you only have one question, you can do a 15-minute reading. If you had a whole bunch, you can do an hour. All right.
And I highly recommend Lori to do personal readings. I have several friends that I have sent to you, and they love their readings with you.
Thank you, Jenn Lynn. Yeah, Johnny always compliments both of us. That's very kind of him. And I think Autumn from Black and Orange recommended both of us the other day too. And Becca. Yeah. Okay. And let's see. Are there any other? And oh, I know one more. Monday night is our second membership class. We're doing psychic development and a few different things with crystals and some exercises. If you're a member of the channel and you haven't sent me, Johnny's in the chat.
Hey, Johnny.
If you haven't sent me your email, I'm missing like 4 or 5 of your emails. Okay, so I have to have them in order to send you the Zoom link. Okay, it's really important. So email me at thewayofpositivechange@gmail.
I have one more announcement. Usually the first Fridays of every month, I do Sacred Sounds of Coffee with Gail. We're not doing it tomorrow. We can't get our schedules together, and I'm catching up from being gone for over 11 days, and Gail's out of commission, so we're going to skip it this month. So everybody gets a little vacation from Sacred Sounds of Coffee.
Yeah,
okay. We'll catch up in August with you guys.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, David. And I wanted to send out 3 more thank yous. I got last week and the week before, I got a couple things off of my Amazon wish list. So I wanted to thank Ken A. and Janice M. and Patricia and Freddie Todd. Thank you very, very, very much. Okay. Now, let's see. We've got some fun questions and some silly questions. And we've got some very serious questions, but we're going to try to keep it a little bit light. It's 4th of July. Let's see. Let's start with, let's ask your Jack Smith question. Want to do that? If there's going to be any of the indictments that Jack Smith put in place, will any of them have to be dropped due to the immunity ruling by the Supreme ABUTs?
Right, but especially because of not being allowed to use evidence while Trump was in office. Lori's afraid to read on this one. She ran. She must have had a knock at the door.
I got my cards in the other room.
Oh, I was like, she's afraid to read on it. She ran. We're not afraid to read on anything. Ask away. Jack Smith, are you going to have to drop any of the indictments? And they were giving shout outs to Cannon down there, like, here's what you need to do in their writings and stuff. So any indictments from Jack Smith going to have to be dropped?
Any of the indictments? Have to be dropped.
Jack Smith always shows up as the bully card for me. He's aggressive. He might be quiet, but he's aggressive and strategizes.
Well, I mean, that is going after what you want. All right. Boy, they're muddying up the water. I can't wait to see what you've got.
he's mulling it over right now, thinking about it and assessing with the immunity thing. They're sticking for right now. That's crowning the reading, and he's looking at the legacy of all of this and using his best judgment. And he's looking at everything he's already got and if it's going to be allowed. I get there's an agreement, that he's going to have to work through it. It'll take a little time to work through, but there's an agreement about what can be presented and what can't. There's an abundance of charges he hasn't hit him with yet that he was waiting on. And I think he might take control of this by putting in more charges. Does that make sense? Because I get him going after him again. There could be 8 more charges. So I'm not getting really that he'll have to drop anything. He might have to drop some of the evidence, some of the things he already had. But he may get pissed off and whack him with more indictments.
Yeah, boy, he's
pissed.
Yeah, he's mad, and he feels like he has to sort through all of the work that he did, and he is making a plan. I got, Jenn, Lynn, and I always get the same cards. A lot of the same.
There it is. He shuffled it and got it again on the bottom.
Yeah, this is a lot of work. It's going to take some time and a lot of work. But I'm going to throw one more time to see if I get that he's going to get.
I'm going to ask it this way: will Chuck can get her trial going before the election?
Okay, good. Now, is that the trial just for the hearing?
Well, she's got to get a hearing to go through the charges and the evidence, I think. What's immune, what's not. But I want to see, is she going to get the trial going before the election? Has she set a hearing date yet? I can't remember.
I don't think if she has, I haven't heard it. All right. So, all right, you ask your question, and then I'm going to ask, is Jack Smith going to come up with some more indictments for Trump? Will he issue new ones?
Yeah, Lori and I always love reading together because we get the same cards over and over and over.
First card out again. So
wow.
He's hatching a plan.
He's mulling it over. He's really thinking of. Ooh, there's a big yes on the bottom. Chuck can get in this case going.
Oh, good.
That's a big yes. Okay. Here he is, Jack Smith again. My bully card, first card. It's going to surprise everybody how quickly this moves forward.
Wow.
Working together on this, and I'm getting like Trump anxious. This work isn't finished. I want to say 3 weeks or 3 months. So July, August, September, could be September they get it going.
Well, I guess a lot's going to happen in September because I've got the Virgo card here.
Yeah, they're solid on this.
4 of Wands here, just like you do.
Yeah.
And Andre from Astrology Channel, Proactive Astrology, he said Jack Smith's astrology looks really good at the end of August. So that gets us started into Virgo. And
so maybe get the hearing done and then move in. Here's another 3 cards. I'm feeling 3 months like September.
Yeah. So he's definitely, he's working on it. And he may put 2 things together. He might wrap one into the other and make a big indictment burrito.
Indictment burrito. I'm going to steal that one from you.
I said wrapping one thing into the other, so why not wrap it up into a burrito? He doesn't like what's going on right now. He does not like it.
I have not heard any legal experts, on YouTube, on the news, or anything that can get behind what the Supreme Court just did. They're like all appalled. It's like, wow, we do not have a king.
Yeah, my youngest son likes RFK and he likes Trump, and he couldn't get his head around that too. He said that's sort of losing our democracy. And you think? Yeah. You think?
I mean, Trump
that's what we can talk about.
Dictator on day one is losing it too. So it's getting people thinking. It's like, wow,
So don't give up on your MAGA friends and family, folks. Don't give up. I see a lot of people talking about the crown bug. It is oh my gosh, Allie B, that's so funny. An Alito burrito. I love it. Oh, and then also, where's Patricia? Todd loves your Santa water bottle to start Christmas in July.
It's funny, Christmas tree always up, and it's Christmas in July on Hallmark. So if you need to watch something to feel good, turn on Hallmark a little bit, watch a little less of the news. Yeah. I broke my favorite Hogwarts bottle, so I had to dig out my Santa one, and I have two here, and I've got a water bottle here with my Jenn Lynn logo on it. So I got lots of fluids.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Yeah, Christmas in July.
Wow. That's cool. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we need to do Christmas in July. And whatever you do, don't turn on CNN for entertainment purposes only, you guys. I am totally in boycott. I'm in just, no.
Yeah. Okay. The fact that they couldn't do fact checking, it's like their owner, is right wing. We know that. But I still had hopes for Jake Tapper and Anderson Cooper that they would still toe the line a little bit and be, but you can see like they're getting pressured from the higher ups now. It's not good.
Oh, and YT3 says SCOTUS is on break. They return September 30th. That puts us right in that time frame too. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's hide the current. Okay. Speaking of right wing, there's a 28-year-old good-looking man in France named Jordan Bardella. He is a candidate for France's prime minister. He is said to be Marine Le Pen's protege of the far right side. And I want to know if he's going to be successfully elected as their prime minister. I also want to say, there's Lucky Girl. Happy pre-birthday weekend, Lucky Girl. Yay!
Oh, happy birthday, Lucky Girl.
Yeah, so we start her week and weekend before her birthday.
So,
all right, so Jordan Bardella. Sorry?
One more time.
28-year-old Jordan Bardella.
Jordan Bardella.
Yep, he's a candidate. He's far right protege, Marine Le Pen for France prime minister, and he has momentum. He has momentum. Will he be elected? Jordan Bardella. Big steps. Go ahead.
His good days are behind him.
Really?
Yeah, they're behind him. It's like, the truth about work he has done, it's taking a little time. The truth about work he has done is coming out. I'm getting it's a little more 50-50 that a lot of people aren't accepting of what he does. He is making inroads for, this is my Republican card. He is making inroads for the equivalent of their right-wing party. But I get a no. There's a big change. Nope. He doesn't get the prime minister, and it's funny because I have the burden card on the bottom.
Okay.
There's something's going to come out about him because everything good is in the past on him. He's got nothing to look forward to. In other words, there's another rising star on the other side that I think will take it. Yeah, he's blocked. He didn't get it.
He's blocked by another man with a bunch of money. Maybe that is Macron or someone else.
Or someone else. I don't know what their term limits are for prime minister, how many times they can run. I don't think they have term limits.
Oh.
In France, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, he's got the devil, and you got death, right?
I had death and
yeah.
Three of Swords. That's a big no card.
Nope. Nope. Right there with you. Okay. All right. So, wow, I didn't expect that because they're saying, oh, he's good looking, he's young, he puts a fresh face and fresh blood in the right, far right. Okay. Let's see. You were bringing up a question about AOC bringing letters of impeachment
up in the House
for certain Supreme Court members when they come back, and you wanted to know if any of them will be impeached.
Impeached, like we know nothing will be done in the House in 2024 as long as the Republicans have it. But I want to know in 2025, once the new House is sworn in after January 3rd, if any SCOTUS members will be impeached in 2025 for all their corruption and stuff.
Okay, will any of the SCOTUS members be impeached in 2025?
They're so arrogant. I don't know how they can look in a mirror at themselves.
They don't have,
mirrors.
Well, because they're vampires and they can't look in the mirror. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend any vampires, but yeah, they can't, and they're not worried about the next generation of women coming up because they don't care.
They don't care
about anybody.
All they care about is all the money they're getting from what's his name, Leonard Leo and Harlan Crow, and all their luxury vacations. They have circus mirrors. Any SCOTUS getting impeached in 2025. We could make an Alito burrito with him and Clarence Thomas.
There you go. Well, I'm getting two. I do think somebody's going to be impeached. I think somebody's going to, if they're not impeached, they're going to do a face plant. So one way or another, somebody's going down. I'm going to say two, but definitely one. So I'm going with the definite one.
I'm getting all my three cards. I think there might be three of them that they put out that the House is going to bully, or three that they're going to impeach for their work, and I'm not sure it'll get through the Senate, like to get them removed. Maybe that's the next question. Because I think one of them gets removed. Something comes out on one of them, but I'm going to ask that. Do any of them get removed?
Do any of them get removed?
not leaving on their own, just get removed
Okay. Do
for
any
impeachment.
of them? Yeah, it's not Lucky Girl's birthday. I said pre. It's pre-birthday wishes. Okay. All right. Will any of them get removed? Will any of them Supreme Court justices get removed?
Any of them get removed? Yeah, we had quite a few Republicans that voted to remove Trump, but we just didn't have the 67 votes. I think it was 60 we ended up with on Trump. So it is doable, especially if there's some Republicans getting dissatisfied with MAGA. But let's see. Will any of them get removed? Ooh, victory card.
Which victory card did you get? The Six of Wands or the
Six of Wands on the
right,
bottom.
I got the Chariot.
Yeah, I'm getting, again, 3 of them are offered up from the House and put in defense mode, having to go through the trial in the Senate. One of them surprisingly gets bad news.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I'm getting one will exit. The other 2, it's kind of iffy on. But there's going to be a lot highlighted out about like all the money and gifts and everything that they got. Yeah, working across the aisle. So bribes, quid pro quo. I think definitely one is going to go, but there's like 3 offered up on the chopping block I'm getting.
Okay. Yeah. And some people are going to go after Sotomayor. I'm getting that clear as day. So unfortunately, that's not good news. But I definitely think one is there's more there's going to be more gossip about 2 again, about 2 of them, but there's action being taken towards one in particular. Dan, artist, painter. That's who helps Linda G, right? Can you guys please read on, let's look at that one. Can you guys please read on if Trump has something happen to him before the election, something serious? Well, we don't. Is there something injurious to his political career? We can ask that, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything injurious to, because what I think is going to happen, I'd like for you to tell us what you think is going to happen, but he's so full of himself right now, I think he's just going to shoot himself in the foot.
Yeah. He keeps telling on himself and saying things that are pissing off more and more people where they see, okay, this guy is a criminal.
Anything bring Trump's political career to an end before the election?
Patricia's asking, will Biden use the extra authority that SCOTUS gave presidents? He's too ethical. No.
Yeah, I read on that Sunday. That was a no. Yeah.
Yeah, he's too ethical. I don't even have to throw cards on that. He's not going to take advantage of that.
All right. Will anything injurious happen to the political career of Donald Trump before the 2024 election?
There is crazy astrology all over both the RNC and the DNC conventions, they're going to be like crazy.
I can't wait to see what you get for this one.
There's someone that he offers a job to before the election. So I'm going to say who he offers the VP to, that he's quite smug about, that causes a lot of anxiety. And it's someone that he thinks of as strong, that he's going to offer this job to. And that sends everybody like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Gets a lot of judgment and criticism for it. And gets more people exiting from him, that abandon him. So there's something that he's going to be doing that causes people to not vote for him, is what I'm getting. Is there something calamitous happening to him? He's justice system is moving forward on him also.
Okay.
His work is burdened, so he can't grow. He can't get more votes. He just keeps losing voters and losing voters and losing voters. So he can't grow his constituency.
I think that I think a couple of things. I think he may miss one of his rallies. And then I think that rally size goes down. And then I also think that he says something at maybe the convention or something that's really, really, really injurious. And then my outcome is something changes and comes to an end. So I asked if anything injurious would happen to his political career before the 2024 election. And so there's a big change there to his political career. All right. And speaking of the election, you wanted to ask if there were going to be any problems with the Electoral College vote. And is that on November 3rd? Is that when that
January 3rd. January 3rd, the Electoral College.
Oh, vote. January 3rd. Okay. Right.
So no, sorry. January 6th. January 3rd, they swear the new House in. So we'll have our new House in place before remember January 6th when it got interrupted in 2020. So January 6th of 2025. Well, everything goes smoothly with the Electoral College votes.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that.
I have to backpedal sometime to get my dates straight.
Will everything go orderly and fine with the Electoral College results in January?
Biden just met with all the Democratic governors prior to the DNC convention to make sure, that they were sticking with who won the primary, not trying to get him to retire.
I did see a question in the chat about that. Do you want to see how that meeting went?
Yeah, we can take a look at that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this is my school card on the bottom. And we're asking about Electoral college votes coming together. I love how the bottom of the deck always reflects the reading.
Oh, I have to see what you get before I say what I got.
I get that it will be a pretty easy transition and actually surprise people a little bit. But I do get that they're like some are mulling it over and trying to plan something that could be a little nefarious and put people in defense mode. I started out with temperance, and this is my America card, presenting the votes in the government. So there might be a few defectors trying to pull something with their votes, but I get the strength on who is offered the position. I think it'll go relatively smoothly. Somebody will show their ass, Some might have 3 people that try to act out, but it's a healing time. It's healing. So I don't think there's not going to be another insurrection or anything.
I do get some problems with it at the very initial start. And then interestingly enough, I got this 4 of Swords again, just like you did.
Yeah.
But I do feel that like something's not quite right at the very beginning. Then I think they get it because there is a little bit of, there's somebody tries to manipulate something. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. I'm just saying for entertainment purposes only. And there's a lot of media and a lot of arrows being shot, about that. But then I think it goes okay. So the wands come first with an issue. Then I think it goes okay.
Yeah. And I don't get like fighting like an insurrection or anything like that either.
I don't get any fighting. No. Do you want to ask if there's going to be civil unrest around election time or with anything coming up that has to do with the election?
Yeah, between November and January. Yeah, because usually we know a few days after the election who's won, right? By the time they count all the mail-in ballots and everything. Will there be any civil unrest?
Will there be any civil unrest around the time of the election, counting votes, electoral college?
Blocking voters or anything like that? Court cases, probably, because, Trump likes to make them take everything to court. 60 times he lost in court in the last election.
Because 59 just wasn't enough. It's like his indictments. There are some bad people that have ideas that are foolish, but let's see what you get.
There's going to be people that stir up the big lie again, try to steal it and do the big lie and make everybody anxious and burden them. So we're going to hear that rhetoric again. In general, I get it's a pretty smooth transition. There may be a little delay in assessing the votes. Because there's an abundance of votes. So I think people are coming out in force and voting this time.
Okay, you got the Knight of Pentacles?
Yeah, yeah, assessing all. For me, Pentacles represent votes, so assessing the votes, counting them up, there's a little bit of a delay in counting up the votes because there's so many of them. America and especially women coming out in force and everything. And I'm getting, smug little Trump will get blocked, but he's gonna take up legal challenges. So we know that's coming. We know he's gonna get his minions to And everybody's going to look at him like, yeah, you're crazy. Throw that out of court. There's not a leg to stand on. You can't just say there's election fraud with no evidence.
Right. I do feel like I do feel that they have, because some of the people that tried to overturn the results failed, they are meeting to try to say, well, let's do it right this time. Let's get it right. So I do think there are plans and plots, but I'm not seeing. It's like our team is bigger. Like the good people in place keep it in place.
And the votes are going to be so massive, is what I'm getting, like an abundance of votes. Thank you, Judy. It's going to be so massive that it will be undeniable. Just like Biden won last time, 80 million votes to 70 or whatever it was. It's going to be an even bigger gap this time because Trump's getting more people abandoning him. So it's going to be undeniable, and they can't argue that.
All right. Do we want to ask anything else? We did. Okay. Let's ask the bird flu question. Okay. Moderna is currently in the works in developing a bird flu vaccine to be available in the beginning of 2025. They've received $176 million to work on this. And this is in lieu of the breakouts across the country with dairy cows. So will bird flu become an outbreak for humans? Will it become a human problem?
I thought it already was because I was traveling in China when bird flu and SARS started up and stuff, and we were trying to get out of there before we got quarantined in China. I thought it had already started affecting people, but it was kind of isolated where it was.
Yeah, I just want to know if it's going to be
like a bigger problem.
Yeah, is it going to turn into a big human problem? The transmission,
like the crown bug.
Will bird flu become a big problem to humans, like the crown bug?
It's interesting. Viruses show up for me as pentacles because they come from the earth, like metals come from the earth. I get somewhere overseas, gets very burdened by it.
Okay.
And you know, here it is, but it's not a huge outbreak. It's small. But I get by the time it starts to become a more global issue, good news on the new jab that can fight it. So they're putting a lot of money behind this to try to get this ready. So I don't think like here in the US it's going to become a big problem yet. But I do get overseas like it's a little bit of a problem until they get that jab created.
Okay.
And it's pretty steady after that. So it's like, yeah, it's going to kind of become a problem to where you need to get a vaccine.
I have a problem too, but they're up on top of it, and I don't think it gets to like what happened with COVID.
Yeah. I'm not getting a lot of death cards or anything.
Yeah,
which
I'm
is
not.
good.
I don't think they know everything about it. That's very clear. They do not feel, I don't think they know everything, nor will they tell us everything.
And these SARS viruses keep morphing, just like the crown bug is. It keeps morphing and coming back at different, so they have to adjust the vaccines and stuff.
Amazing. But my outcome is that, they'll stay ahead of it. I feel like it's an issue, but they're going to stay ahead of it. All right, let's ask now about some famous people. Let's ask about,
if nowhere else than their own little minds. Referring to Musk.
Yeah, okay. We're going to start with Elon Musk. So his Tesla stock is down. He didn't sell as many cars as he wanted to, so he's changed his numbers. But he swears up and down that his new cyber cabs, the robo taxi fleet, which I guess are going to be autonomous, he says they're going to be up and a huge success in 2025.
Yeah, like we're going to have self-driving Tesla cabs and lay off all the Uber and taxi drivers in the country, in the world.
Will his robo-taxi fleet be successful in 2025? Elon Musk robo-taxi tax fleet, the autonomous cars. Will it be a big success 2025? I guess there's a few places like in Vegas and in Arizona where they're using the autonomous cars in a small looped area by big cities that are working okay. But let's see on a larger scale.
He's trying to do this too fast, like everything else he does. He like acts and then thinks. His timing is off. He's got visions of grandeur. His timing is off, and there's a change to how secure these are, that people are going to be talking about here, and that could become a legacy for him. Like, okay, something's not secure, like whether they're getting in accidents or something. So it's like, on the ability to move forward. He may even get restricted by some kind of government restrictions or something, or legal restrictions. But there's big problems. And people get emotional about it and kind of abandon it. It's like, no, it won't be successful. There's big problems with this. So whether it's also because it's impacting jobs and stuff, it's like, okay, you're not going to be a monopoly and take this over.
Okay. I get the same thing about the government regulations. I don't think he'll pass it. And he does have his timing off. However, this is always a positive card. I feel like he will initiate it and take it to another country first and start using it there. And this will be like in a resigned move that, well, okay, I can't do it in the United States, so I'm going to have to do it over here. So, I mean, of course, he doesn't talk like that, but it is what it is. So I think he goes overseas with it, and he sort of resigned that I've got to go over there and do it in maybe small areas over there first, and then, maybe after that. But it doesn't happen the way he thinks it's going to happen in 2025. Okay, so we both got the same on that. And then Constance Campbell asked a question about the governors and Biden's meeting. We'll do that after I do the second question on Elon Musk.
Okay.
The second question I have about Elon Musk and his inventions is his Optimus robots. Now, he is saying that every household, business, and human will, even toddlers, this is what he's saying, will have their own Optimus robot. And it'll be just like everyone has their own cell phone. Well, toddlers do not have cell phones. But
he's saying they're going to be their nannies. And refresh my memory. How much do these cost each?
Oh, that's right. And that's right. In its earliest prototype stage, the average cost is $20,000 each. But he said that will come down, just like when cell phones just came out, that, you know, the cost will come down.
Yeah. Even $10,000 each. You know, how many people have frivolous money to throw away on a robot? I don't.
All right. So he says every household will have
By when?
an Optimus robot.
Did he have a time frame on it?
I don't think he put a time frame on this one. On the robotaxi, he said 2025. But let's just see if in the next 10 years, if every household will have an Optimus robot.
Yeah, unless it cleans my house and cooks for me, I don't see a need.
I should have put 5 on it, but let's see. I should have said 5.
Johnny, so will Bezos come out with Optimus Prime, like Amazon Prime? That's a good one.
That is good. I do think that someone else will create another bot.
A competing bot.
A competing bot. They'll be like those rock'em sock'em robots. Well, I asked for 10 years if they'd be.
You know, and then we're going to have robot repair places like auto repair places, right? They'll, in 10 years, they might be pretty steady. But again, like the price is still up there a little bit. So that might restrict it a little bit. But I get that, like, there's another man that comes up with something new too. There's some problems that come to light with the robots and how they communicate and how you communicate with them. So the plan is off the ground. Like, they're out there, they're available, but constricted in how many households they're in.
I get that too. And I get the pages too.
There's also some like regulations or something. Maybe they're too invasive in our privacy. There's some government regulations that might restrict it down a little bit too. They might end up with, you know, like some legal things coming in.
I hope they don't eat our food. I'm just kidding. I've gone to the grocery store 3 times in the last few days, and I'm just like, oh my God. Okay, so I feel that people are working fast and furious, and there is another inventor, like Johnny said, there's another king out there.
There's the same king I had that's creative.
That is creating, and it could be Bezos, it could be what's the Virgin Airlines guy?
Yeah.
So, but definitely there's somebody else coming along making this, you know, and they're going to announce too. And younger people will go for this, and that my answer is yes, like yours.
And with technology, China always knocks us off. Like we go to the moon first. They're just now getting there, but they're getting faster at knocking us off. So it wouldn't surprise me if China comes up with some cheaper version of a robot.
Right? Yeah, definitely. Okay, there's a couple of different versions there. All right, now let's go to, I starred her thing. Oh, I don't see where I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did.
Live. A question about how.
Yeah, the question is about all the governors in their meeting with Biden. How did that go? What happened? How did it go? Constance Campbell asked that, but somebody else did too. So let's look and see what happened with that. All the governors, and I guess Hochul and Westmore, and then the dude from Minnesota. He had sort of a weird.
Pritzker went from Illinois here.
Yeah, but the Minnesota dude, who I thought I liked, had sort of a weird answer. But so how did that meeting go?
Are they all on board with Biden to put him forward as the candidate?
Were they all on board with Biden in that meeting?
Because it's all about who they're nominating at the committee convention.
Oh boy. Well, I got Kardashian chaos first card out.
Oh no.
Drama, shock, drama.
Kamala was like telling them, I'm with Biden. I'm on the ticket. I think the meeting was productive. I get he's going to get steady votes. There's some that were backstabbing and saying, "Oh, we're going to shift our votes to someone else." But in general, it's like, do you love our country or do you not? It's like, who else do you think going into this at the last minute? We've had the primaries and everything, so the plan's already off the ground. And using best judgment, yes, they've got Kamala there as backup. So if they need to assess based on that, she's there. Like if something happened to Biden, she would take over, as any vice president would if something happened to the president. So some of them were a little bit, I'm not quite accepting that and stuff. But I think in the long term, he secures the vote and healing with this and gets to higher ground. He's the candidate. So bottom line, even if they stir something up at the convention, it's a handful and they'll get on board because they'll realize we got to be all on the same page.
Right. And this is where my disdain for MSNBC and because some of them are just stupid. Let's just, some of them are stupid, and some of them were reacting with fear and just and causing chaos and coming up with all kinds of cockamamie ideas, and but
a lot of it's coming too from the Republican side because Trump would rather run against a black woman. So a lot of the propaganda that's been on Twitter and stuff, like there's only been like 2 people in Congress that are Democrats that said anything. Everybody else is like, no, Team Biden. So Trump's team, I think, is stirring it up with propaganda more than it really is an issue.
And they do have, some of them have a little bit of what if this happens, what if that happens, but they basically said we're Team Biden. Whatever you decide, we're with you.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, we're with you. Okay. So
it could be the ones that there's more of an issue with could be from Republican governor states, where they may try to mess around with the votes that go to Biden.
Yeah, there's probably going to be some governors that will leak something, and then the mainstream media will just descend on them like wolves, and then they'll just focus and blow that up, and it's like, I'm upset.
Biden's performance in the debate, and they brought it out like Obama did not win his first debate, and Reagan didn't win his first debate. All these presidents, Bush and everybody, did not win their first debates as incumbents. That is like just minor compared to what SCOTUS did Monday. It's like, come on, people, we got to get our country back on track, and we're going to do it with Biden Harris.
Yeah. And we need, and Harris is going to be right there. And she's been speaking at a lot of women's movements and doing really great job. All right. So do we want to look at Kamala's cards? You just want to, so how does the rest of her political run for this year go? Just how does...
She's got a great astrology, I know, around the election. I can't remember. I've been listening to several different astrologers.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I like to get a consensus. Actually, I don't watch that many readers anymore. I try to watch Lori and Autumn and Johnny and Becca, of course, when they do videos. I don't watch that many readers anymore. But I've been watching more astrology because it seems to pick up on timing of things and when things are going to be issues. And timing is hard with tarot, right?
It is, yeah. But even some of the astrologers have, I think overall, the aspects are huge, just like our readings. And then I said on my live stream last Tuesday, we got to just come out and be really, some people that are watching the videos in our light worker family get upset and say I'm being negative if I'm being truthful, if there's a problem.
You can't pull magic out of the cards just because you want to see it.
It's not going to help you if I come out. Besides, then who will I read for privately? That's not going to work.
Yeah,
right? It's not going to work. All right, let's see what the governors had to say. Oh wait, what are we doing?
Kamala's.
Oh, Kamala's. Okay.
From now through the election, how she's doing politically.
All right, I just squirreled. That makes me so nervous when people get upset when they do that. Okay. Kamala's upcoming, the rest of her year, 2024. How does she do?
She hangs on.
Vice President.
She hangs on. And she's the best at campaigning for women's rights. I think she is very powerful as a speaker on that, and she will be campaigning for the boss right and left, and is very successful at that. That's kind of her legacy for right now, even though the disruptions in the past for her. That disruption of, we should not nominate Biden. That's in the past for her. So her image, coming out is that's her legacy and putting things out and reaching the indecisive voters.
Mm-hmm.
She's very good. So the independents, the indecisives, she gets the job as far as VP.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I
Yeah,
get that she's stable. I mean, more people, more women especially, are going to really send the money in.
Trump loses. I mean, she comes out as a star. So will she run as president one day? Probably, because she comes out as a star.
Well, remember, she already was president. She already was
Yeah.
the first female president. It may have only been for an hour or so, but when Biden had his colonoscopy,
She was
she was,
president, the
yeah,
first female
so
president.
she already did it. So, but she is very good at helping people that have not completely made up their minds choose. But she is powerful. She's powerful, and she's right there with them. She's like, it's very good. This is really good combination.
Yeah, the indecisive voters, getting them to sway over.
Yeah, this is really good.
I tell you, if all they did was campaign on women's rights, it's a shoe-in. You add to it the immunity crap that shook a lot of people up on both sides, and it's a shoe-in. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, this has to stop.
Yeah, that alone, right? Okay. All right, now we do a silly question. What's happening with J-Lo and Ben? I thought they were going to make it this time.
Let's see. Are they making it? There's so much garbage out there. I can't tell. Like they were saying that Trump was going to nominate Flynn as his VP, and then they were like, no, that was a hoax and everything. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him, but there's a lot of false rumors out there. So, how's J-Lo and Ben doing? What's going on?
How's J-Lo and Ben? Yeah. And then before I shuffle, somebody else said that, Lawrence O'Donnell doesn't go for the hyperbole and all the gossip and everything. He's pretty steady Eddie. So I watch him too.
Yeah, I do too. I like his practical down to earth.
Okay.
J-Lo and Ben.
J-Lo and Ben. Are they going to make it? Are they going to stay together? Is it going to be happily ever after? Is it going to be, are they going to make it? J-Lo and Ben.
Uh-oh.
That's what I said in my mind. I'm like,
I was like going to the log. I was like, yeah, okay. Oop, dropping cards. Oh, that must be J-Lo fell out. They're going through a little rough patch, but it has been getting a little bit easier in the family. There's some sort of celebration that's been going on. So I don't know if that's like one of the kids' birthdays or something. But yeah, they've been going through a rough patch. I was getting like it's kind of a 50-50 thing, and they have unfinished work together. If they worked at it, they could grow and rekindle that, but it would take like diligence, right? It would take working on it every day in their home. And then I get the divorce card, my divorce card.
Goodness gracious.
So I'm kind of feeling like somebody might have another love interest on the side or something. Somebody's bullying and manipulating and leaving the other one out. So
did you get the Five of Swords and the Magician? Because that's what I've got. What did you get for bullying?
Yeah, the Magician and Five of Pentacles.
Okay.
And I do have the Five of Swords too, like bullying and manipulating and
okay.
That patriarchal society thing. It's like, yeah, I don't think you can pull that on J-Lo.
Well, I think that the father of her twins is giving her a problem. And it can even be a legal issue with money. And I feel like he also has somebody from his past that's trying to to get, back in there. So when I ask about 2 people and I've got other kings and queens in here, I'm like, well, who are all these people? I'm asking about a couple. So they go through, they're trying, they've got all the balls in there. They're trying, they get a little worried and confused. They have some money things to work out, but and somebody comes back from the past. So they get haunted by people from their past, but I feel like they're still going to try.
Mm-hmm. They can work it out if they just work on it every day. And that's where free will comes in. It's like, we can't affect their free will. So if they worked on it every day, they could rekindle the love. But then I got that divorce card. So I don't know. They're not on the same page yet.
Right? Someone wanted me to ask about P. Diddy, but I think P. Diddy's goose is cooked.
Yeah, I think he's cooked.
Let's see. Did you want to ask about any other gossip or celebrity?
I don't keep up on it too much. I think Taylor Swift and what's his name, Kelsey?
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce are cute as a bug in a rug. I'd leave them alone. I don't like reading on the Royals, so I leave them alone. Because there's so much fodder on both sides of them, and it's just a mess. But I don't keep up a lot in celebrity stuff.
Okay, let me see if I can.
The only celebrity stuff I watch is I love watching Bette Midler because she gives Trump a hard time. She creates little song things, little catchy songs, and releases them about Trump.
Yeah. And then is it Randy Rainbow?
Yeah, Randy Rainbow kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, so will more U.S. citizens leave to become expats in other countries because of the SCOTUS rulings? Will that prompt people to just say, okay, I'm done, I'm out?
I'm out of here. I want to go somewhere where there's freedom and democracy.
Yeah. Will more people become expats? Pats. Lynn Streeter says, yes, I'm looking now.
Yeah, I'm getting the emotional ones. The ones that want to get all hyped up on it. It's like, hang around, help fix it. We should read next on your question of, will they overturn this later? Given some time, it's going to end up in court again. There's a lot of people feeling burdened and caught up in it. The ones that are stressed by it. I say be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Leaving doesn't help fix it. That's like giving up. I'm not one to give up. I'll keep pushing and trying to help. So, it can go the other way pretty quickly too. There's good news. There's good news coming. So, there's a few people that are doing that.
I get yes too, and I have also read for several people just recently. Well, and even more so after COVID, really totally, that have. There's places like Italy where if you have ancestors that were from there and and you have the records. And so I probably know about 5 people that are getting their dual citizenship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I read for. But I do get that this was really upsetting to all of it. I mean, I think all of us were upset. Yeah. But I do think some people will. And then they may go back and forth. Too.
Yeah, because there's a lot of democracies, Canada and France and stuff, and they have their own right-wing crap going on. So running to another country isn't always the solution. They got their own problems too.
Everybody
let's ask, will that decision get overturned eventually?
Yeah. Will the immunity on Trump decision by Supreme Court, will it be overturned anytime soon? Anytime soon. When I ask about it, it makes my eye twitch. It's a whole new thing. It's a whole new thing. Ugh.
I really think this was, if you can imagine, even bigger than Roe v. Wade overturning. Like it's going to stand up there as one of the top fails of SCOTUS. Yes, it'll get overturned eventually. It's going to be successful, maybe a little bit slow moving because we've got to change the court before it gets overturned, right? But they're going to have regrets about this, and people are already shifting their ideas about it. It may take a little while here with temperance, but people are not accepting this ruling. And I get, yes, there's a coming together to work on this, to redo it, because of the abundance of people crying out for protection. No one is immune from the law. We're all equal under the law. It's gonna get changed, but it may take like into the future to get it. It's after the election, I think. There's also going to be a change on who's the chief judge. So Roberts, I feel like he won't be chief anymore. Whatever you call it, head judge, chief justice.
You don't want to know what I call him. Okay. So
chief doggy doo doo.
Yeah. I feel like there will be hearings on this, just like you got. They want us to know that all is not lost. This is a false offering for him. It was meant to just keep him out of prison, but I feel like he's going to be sentenced for something else. Mm-hmm. But wait, there's more. Mm-hmm. You thought you were just getting the Ginsu knives. All is not lost. There's 2 more cups. Okay. And there's another cup. There's another offering. And so they think they're getting away with it. But I believe that, and I think it's going to be someone like Merrick Garland, because he had really good cards when I read on him the other day, or someone else that's way up there with all the powers of the be that will bring this to a hearing.
I had the Ace of Swords too, which tells me they're going to pass some laws about it. So they're going to define it, just like they're going to pass a law about Roe v. Wade when they overturn that last decision. They're going to pass laws so it's on the books, so that this is legally, no, a president doesn't have total immunity, and there is the emoluments clause, and they're going to define these laws clearer so that it's not even a question to the Supreme Court.
There's a question here about Stormy Daniels getting her $1 million GoFundMe, and there's also a question here about, will Jared Kushner ever be prosecuted for what he did? Or the financial benefits he got.
Investigating him.
They are investigating him, right?
Yeah, in the Senate.
Okay. Jay asked, how will voter turnout be in 2024 election? And our butthead governor just cut our arts program. He cut the summer feeding program for kids that need food. So he's right up there with Kristi Noem. You know, it's like they keep trying to outdo each other.
Yeah, and it's funded by the federal government, so it's not like it comes out of their taxpayers. Yeah, you've already paid for it when you paid federal taxes.
So now they've cut the arts. So there isn't going to be summer theater camp in July, and it's
no
bad.
free thinkers, artists, and no discerning thinkers. Let's just make them all like little robots that vote Republican.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how will the voter turnout be in 2024? Can we ask that?
Mm-hmm.
If it will be, is it a truckload, or is it
bigger than 2020, or is it smaller?
Okay.
Thing?
Some people are going to stay home. What did Johnny say? AI pops a message up about what the live stream is about and what you're discussing. According to AI, you're discussing Donald Trump's daughter having an affair with.
Good job.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay. How will there be a good turnout for the 2024 election, presidential election? How will it be? That was funny.
Ooh, charging in last minute voters.
Ooh, I get that too. Too.
You're like not in the early voting, the day of election voting.
People are worried, and they're passionate. And the whole world is watching us. There's going to be some problems and some deception around voting places.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's some manipulations. There's I get a higher number turnout that are clear thinking. There will be some legal problems, but again, a higher number of voters coming out, men and women. But there's I'm getting growth over the past, so there's going to be more voters. The ones who are not going to turn out that well, I'm getting, are the patriarchal men, the backstabbing patriarchal men that are in defense mode might not turn out as strongly. So it's women and youth. And this is youth for me too.
Okay, so
there's going to be some problems at some of the polling places, though, like people.
That's what I'm getting. There's going to be people that don't know that rules have changed, so they're not going to know where they're going. But I'm going to ask, will the numbers be high? Will many people come out? Will it be a good turnout? Will it be a good turnout? Yeah. Abundance.
So.
Well, you did get abundance?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let me see.
Just for giggles, I'm going to ask one more time. Will Biden Harris win the presidential election?
I get interference.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. Okay, I like my outcome card. There is going to be the 5 of Wands, though. So there's some stuff that just doesn't go right. That's just it. But then there's I think it's okay for the voting turnout. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting the women and the men. Yes, Biden wins. In the government. We are going to have the big lie again. That's their plan. So we're going to hear all about that. Some states and things may go to the courts. That's okay. Let it go.
Biden and Harris win the election.
Yeah, I get Biden gets more votes. Like it grows. He gets more votes than he had before. Trump's a Gemini. I get Trump gets burden. Like some people just stay home. They don't vote.
I got the 4 swords that some people just stay home.
Yeah, they stay home, and like there's a change in his number of voters. Like it's less.
Oh, I didn't ask about him specifically.
Yeah. And Biden, like, because he's getting it on both sides, and both he's getting Republicans and Democrat votes, because there's a lot of Republicans that will not support Trump.
Okay, so I get 2 victory cards, but I have the 2 of Cups on its side, and then the 9 of Pentacles up at the top, and that leads me to believe that one person is standing. One person takes precedence over the other person. And that there's women. Women, and more women.
I just heard when you held those cards up, women driving each other to the voting places, like taking care of each other, making sure they're all getting out there.
Yeah. All right, let me see if there's any more questions on this page. I'm not asking about Bannon. I don't want to know about Bannon. We already know the answer to that. Okay, but thank you for your questions. I'm grateful for the questions. Okay, is there any?
Bannon's so gross, nobody's going to even bother him in prison. He looks like a diseased person.
Is there any other good gossip questions?
Jill's going to be rallying for Biden now because school's out, so she's going to be traveling all summer with him. Melania is still missing in action. Like nobody.
Yeah, where is she? Let's look at it.
Let's ask. Will she? I mean, yeah, she didn't go to the Stormy Daniels trial, the hush money trial. She didn't go, over the Trump org one. She hasn't appeared at any rallies. She showed up at a few dinners in Mar-a-Lago, but let's ask: will she show up at any rallies, or will she show up at the RNC convention? Because once they're voted in, usually your family takes the stage with you. Will she and Barron show up at the RNC convention?
Okay, let's ask. Melania show up at the RNC convention? Yes or no? I want to look at our economy too, since you're gracing us with your presence. I want to know.
Well, there's a convention on the bottom.
I get that she will.
You know, I started to get that she will if she's paid to be there to
If she's
celebrate.
paid. If
You
she's
know,
paid.
if she's paid, but then I'm like, yeah, Trump shows up now for me as the loser card. Like he's so burdened and so much crap going on that she's like in defense mode, and I get a no. She's not going to be with the problem emperor.
I think she's with her dad.
She's working on something else. Yeah.
Okay. I think she's with her dad, but I feel like she has a contract. She's getting paid, and she's going to have to go there.
Yeah, she's at some point she may be at the rallies, but I don't think she'll be at the convention.
She's not out yet. She's still tied. All right, let's look at for the UNIs for all of our light workers.
Put a time frame on economy.
Yeah, for the end of this year, till the end of this year.
Through the election.
Through the election, how will it?
The stock market was up again, I think, the other day.
For the regular U.S. citizen, how will the economy be for the rest of 2024? I guess Bitcoin is all over the place, and they like hedging on every word that the Federal Reserve saying.
Well, and it's funny, like Rachel Maddow had a great thing the other night where she was talking about, Trump supposedly has all these billionaires donating to him. No, it's the energy guys. That's the only ones that are donating to him.
Gas.
Because of his in with the Saudis and all that and controlling oil. The other, billionaires, business billionaires and stuff, the economy is so great, they'd be stupid to want Trump back in because the economy was horrible under him. They're all making record profits. Why would they want Trump back? And I thought that was that resonated with me. It's like, no, he doesn't have all those billionaires behind him. He may have a handful of idiots like Musk, but
wow, this is sort of all over the place.
I'm getting changing in a positive direction. It's like the White House celebrating, and I get like trying to block Trump from getting in. So I think a lot of the business people, they're making record profits. It's showing up in the cards. They're doing good. It's strong. Devil's in the details, right? There may be some changes, a little bit of changes, but in general, watch it grow. Watch it grow. So I think the economy is fine. We might have certain industries like, they like to jack the gas prices up before an election. We may have certain things that get a little.
There's going to be a bunch of issues that are done in an attack mode, like to press buttons. It's just super to press buttons.
Yeah.
And I think some people are just not going to spend. I just feel like some people are into that. Yeah. There's even apps now where it's like, don't spend something, or don't buy, or project don't buy, or something like that, where they're all trading their things. If you're looking for a patio table, you can come and get this, and then like Facebook Marketplace or something. So I think that there are people that will try to generate fear. But I also see that there's going to be a lawsuit that comes out about the landlords that all got together that agreed upon to raise prices of moratoriums, or to raise prices and dirty deals, and they're going to put an end to that. So so that people can charge what they want to charge, landowners and landlords can, and they're not, if you agreed and you signed papers, or they have you on record are saying, okay, let's all charge this amount. And then if nobody charges less, then we can get the people to pay this much if you want to have a place in Arizona. So that's going to come to an end. So I feel like that's going to be really helpful towards the end of the year. I'm getting actually Libra in Scorpio. But there's a push. I think everybody will be okay because I'm not getting loss up at the top. What I'm getting is a lot of words, a lot of rhetoric, and a lot of words, and a lot of gossip, and a lot of
lies and crap.
Yeah, a lot of that. Okay. Do we want to do a quick reading for everybody for the rest of our? Well, you'll be on
Sunday night on my channel.
Your channel Sunday night. Okay. And then while we're shuffling, you want to tell people again about your seminar?
Yeah, I have a healing energy seminar. I do healing energy work with the astral body, which has the memory of everything healthy back into the physical. And we have another, I just did 2 seminars in June in Portland, Oregon. We have another 2 coming up. They're both like introductory. The last weekend of September and the first weekend of October. If you go to jennlyntarot.com, you can click on the seminar tab and get more information about the seminars. We had a blast. The last 2 sold out, and we just had a blast. Johnny was there watching and helping, and I just had so much fun working with everybody and watching their faces when they could feel the astral body turning and aligning. I have a picture of one lady that she just kept laughing. She's like, it feels so weird. I can't describe it, it's really interesting. So if you have an interest in learning a new method of healing energy work, you want to put another tool in your tool belt, just check out my website, jennlyntarot.com, 2 N's in Jenn, 2 N's in Lynn. There is a Jenn Lynn apparently with 1 N that does readings. And I get people emailing me all the time, like, I thought I had a reading with you. And apparently there's another Jenn Lynn. There's also my account got hacked, on YouTube a few weeks ago. And
I think everybody did.
Impersonating me was putting all these crazy comments, replies to people on comments. And it was all like, this devil crap and stuff. It's like stuff I would never say. Y'all know that. Like what? Well, apparently now they've accessed some YouTubers' emails, and some people are getting emails from that crazy person. I had that person removed by YouTube, I thought, for hacking me, but apparently now they're also doing emails, and I would never tell you bad, negative crap in an email. So ignore those. It's somebody that's hacked into my name and using my cat, that's in my
that's happened. Yeah, because I even texted you because I got hacked.
Yeah.
We would never ask you for money. We would never email you and ask you for money. We would never say anything about your beliefs. Because we
would never say you were possessed and needed a clearing.
Because someone actually thought it was me. I'm like, no.
Yeah. So what do people need to know for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
What do they need to know?
For the rest of what?
For the rest of the year.
Oh, for the rest of the year?
Oh, or the rest of the month?
Okay.
Do the month?
All right, I'll start over. I'll do what do people need to know for the rest of the year? I like that one.
I just heard all is not lost. So yeah, we've had some issues with SCOTUS and everything. It's all things that can be fixed. All is not lost. our country is stronger than people want to give credit. Even though we have a SCOTUS that's obviously corrupt right now, making rash decisions and stuff. The voters are still going to come out. They're going to come out in force. And, there's a lot of people that love our country and how it's structured. They're going to mull things over, like both of these are assessing and mulling over cards, right? And coming up with ways to fix this. Watch out for, the backstabbing, liars, and gossip and all the negative crap and everything. We're moving into a time of healing, and there's going to be a lot of growth in this healing. But the heartache that we all feel and the separation that we all feel, there's a healing time coming. So the MAGAs will crawl back under the rock. The people middle of the road are going to come together, and there is a healing time coming. A meeting. There's change coming. There's change. And I think we'll start to feel this by Christmas, even this shift of energy. Once Biden's reelected, we're going to really, no matter what shenanigans they do and how many courts they go through, we're going to feel that change of energy by Christmas. It's like, woo, we're okay. We got this. We're strong.
Yeah, I keep getting. I shouldn't say keep getting. For card of the day, on the Way of Positive Change. The Way of Positive Change, Facebook and Instagram. I do one every day, and I've gotten the death card a few times recently. It just lets us know that there is big change coming. There's big change coming. But what I'm getting is I'm getting that you need to spend good like today. You need to have good food. I don't know what y'all made for food, but I made sausage and peppers and red sauce and onions. So good food, good drink. We're also being told here to try to reunite with your besties. Try to have reunions. Try to do things that like this came up Tuesday too. If you used to do a specific craft or worked on a specific art or whatever, and you've set it aside, pick it back up again.
Yeah. Your outlets, your stress relievers. And even if you're alone, one reason Lori and I like to go live on holidays are because a lot of us are alone on holidays, right? But you can still pick up the phone and call a friend or call a loved one. If you're feeling isolated, reach out. Don't wait for them to call you. Reach out and contact somebody and just have a little chat for a few minutes. Yeah. It's great for lifting the energy up.
Yeah, and I had a friend reach out to me the other day, and I'm going to be doing a reading for a friend that's visiting her for tomorrow, and then they're going to all take me to dinner. So that's really, this is, I've got both, reunions and gathering with your besties and party like there's, what do they say? Party like it's
1999, but 2029 maybe.
Yeah.
We have to change the lyrics.
This is just really about having fun and making dishes that you used to make with your family and gathering with others. If you don't like your family, get your adoptive family going.
Make your own family.
Yeah, and then get outside. This always comes up. Go play. Yeah. When's the last time you had a picnic? And if it's too hot, go early or go late. But go play.
Yeah. It's like here, it's too hot. But I've been trying to get up earlier in the morning so I can go for a walk and get my energy going for the day a little bit.
I go real early and real late. Yeah. But get outside, and just, go have fun. Don't worry about the busy work. I got the same thing last Tuesday. Let the busy work never end.
Yeah, it's always there. It'll still be there tomorrow.
And the day after that.
My saying is always put off housework today that you could do tomorrow. I procrastinate on all housework. I hate housework. It's like I'd rather be outside in the garden.
Yeah. Yeah, we know you like to go outside. We know you like your plants and Lucy.
And your pets, yeah.
Yeah.
Lucy, and yeah, it's funny. I've got there's wood lines behind my property, and all of my neighbors are complaining about this year. We've got poison ivy coming up everywhere in our yards that have come out of the wood lines where the birds have apparently dropped seed in our garden. So my labyrinth has poison ivy in it. And I've got to get out there with long sleeves on and gloves and pull it up. But I also have some poison ivy killer I'm going to try on it. So I don't want Lucy walking through and rubbing the oil on her fur, because then I'm going to get it on my hands, right? So Lucy cannot get to her catnip. So I've been reaching over the fence of the labyrinth and picking some catnip for her and bringing it in, because I don't want her walking around the labyrinth. I'm like, dang, all my hydrangeas are in bloom. It's a pretty time to film in the labyrinth, but I can't let Lucy out there right now. I have to get rid of that. It's a bad year for poison ivy, so be careful out there.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, a lot of times my guides are always saying, they're always saying hydrate and get outside and go do some fun things. But this time it's about bringing back some things from your past, nostalgic things that you used to work on that you could pick up again, and getting with your besties and your peeps, and eating the fun stuff.
Yeah. Being on restrictive diets and stuff doesn't mean you can't like have a little treat every now and then.
That's right.
She's a Knitter says, what's housework? Is that a new sport? Has it made it to the Olympics yet? Don't forget the Olympics are this month. Watch something besides the news.
Yeah, like even House of Dragons. All right, you guys. Well, Jenn, thank you so much. Happy 4th of July. Thanks for coming over, everybody. And we'll see you all later. Yeah, if you're on a restrictive diet, have a little bit of fun. Just don't go bananas.
Yeah. Okay. Don't harm yourself.
Happy 4th of July. Take care.
Bye. Safe with the fireworks and safe for the pets too.
Yeah, be safe.